Hey, what's up guys? Ghost here with an review this time. Back with the videos talking about Modern Warfare 2 2022. So, sorry about the clear my throat. I just had to get my throat cleared there. But yeah, I just want to talk about Modern Warfare 2022, aka Modern Warfare 2. Very confusing, and like if you want to get more confusing, it's Modern Warfare II, which is interesting. But yeah, also I want to announce that I'm probably going to be making more videos soon. Some scenarios happen that make it easier for me to make videos now. So probably expect more videos in the future. I'm making a lot more. But yeah. And also, if you guys do want to follow and like, subscribe, comment below. Helps a lot, as well as following my Instagram and my Reddit as well, and anything that I like below. My Discord as well, sorry. But yeah, so I want to get into something that I'm worried about with Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first one is the story of Modern Warfare 2 2009. I love that story, and I'm worried that if I play the new one, that it's not gonna hold up, but I hope it does. It has a lot to basically live up to, as Modern Warfare 2 2009, which is when we're referring to the original version of Modern Warfare 2. It was near perfect. Even its flaws were an effect of its perfectness. I remember having so much fun on that game, more than I've ever had on the newer games. And actually, fun fact, I've been playing the original version of Modern Warfare 2 online on Series X. So if that just, it's funny because basically you wouldn't expect people to play an old game on the Series X, but I do, and I don't know how it doesn't work sometimes, but it does also sometimes as well. But one of the things that I want to see in the new Modern Warfare is, of course, Ghost. Not the new design of Ghost, but a change up, because I think the 2019 Ghost, he looked a little bit weird. He didn't look very Ghost-like. And of course that's his art design as well, but I just did not like the skull on his face. I liked the print skull on his face, myself at least. And honestly, I feel like they should have saved Ghost, the new version of Ghost, for 2022. I know it was like they were trying to reboot the series and everything, but they should have saved Ghost for the second Modern Warfare. They're gonna make one. I also want to see Nikolai. So Nikolai was the pilot that piloted you around on Modern Warfare 2. You guys didn't know. I want to see him. I also want to see Roach in some form. The reason being is because Roach, you played as Roach, and I hope that they do a thing where it's like both sides, because I know in Modern Warfare 2019 it was really just one-sided story. In the older Modern Warfares, you would have the military side and you have the SAS, which was one of the things that I liked the most about that too. You never had the same thing. You always had it varied slightly, but whenever you would get to like a high point in the story, it would change. And I hope they can bring that back some way, maybe like giving us both like a certain side of the war or something like that, because that's one of the things I really enjoyed with the other Modern Warfares. Another thing that I want to see is I want to see the influence from Cold War come back, because Cold War overall it was an okay game, but the things that it changed from Modern Warfare did make sense. The execution was not the best, but the things that did make sense were not having as many doors, which of course isn't a bad thing to have doors, but I personally don't like them because people could just camp in the corner. I also hope they do the Cold War Ghost perk and everything like that, and bring back perks not as a ability, but as a actual perk. That is one thing that I hate about new Call of Duty, is that it doesn't make sense. Because in real life it makes sense because you can only hold your breath for so long, but it's Call of Duty. It's not like you're playing like Arma or something. You're playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just meant to be an arcade sort of game, not very realistic. It never has been. One of the other things that I want to highlight as well is the fact with the maps. Recently, maps have not been the most abundant. I know back in the day, in the original Modern Warfare 2, they had quite a few maps. I think it was 8 to 10, which is a pretty decent amount. But I noticed in the newer Call of Duties, especially in Modern Warfare and Cold War, multiple maps looked almost the same. So you would have, like, in Modern Warfare 2019, you would have a map like a remaster of Crash, and then you would have another map that's very similar, and they were all in the same thing. One of the things that I really liked about the other Call of Duties as well, like, I can reference Black Ops, but it's the same thing for Modern Warfare as well. Modern Warfare 2 had the mansion map on the hill. That map was very varied, and it was very like vertical and stuff like that. So it was higher, lower. It had a perfect like viewpoint of the thing. So you were always trying to go to the mansion. I noticed in the recent one, I'm gonna compare this to I can't remember the map. The stone/sandstone mansion. The one that was really tan. That mansion wasn't as much of a middle ground as that one, because there was just too many ways to get in that. And of course, it's not bad if there's too many ways to get in it, but it just didn't offer any like hold points. You would always have someone come behind you, and you're supposed to have someone come behind you, but I feel like if you do that, you gotta have some place where you can hold out in case you don't want to hold out. Not where you have to camp in a corner, and you know, it's kind of like guiding the player base to the map. And I feel like that hasn't happened recently with Call of Duty. Is they haven't really guided people into certain areas of the map. It's more been anywhere you want. And of course, that's just my opinion there. But I honestly liked it whenever the other Call of Duty did, because of that. One of the other things that I want to highlight as well is with Ground War. Ground War was one of those features in Modern Warfare 2019 that I played the heck out of when the game launched, and then I dropped it because Ground War was fun. It was a great mode. It was like playing Battlefield but in Call of Duty. Battlefield wasn't doing the best at the time, and I really liked it. But one of the things that I did is no one updated it. No one played it again because it was one of those features that didn't get updated. And also, one of the things that I absolutely hated about Modern Warfare 2019 is the Spec Ops, because the Spec Ops, the one that was multiplayer, that was like 4-player, where it was really hard, that one was super fun. And in my opinion, they should have updated it and added a few more maps, because that was one of the things that like I loved about it, because me and my friends could do a co-op. And it was the hardest thing ever, because we were sneaking around like playing campaign on Veteran, but even harder, and it was just super fun. And they never updated it. They never took the chance to update Spec Ops on Modern Warfare 2019. No one ever highlights this too, and it blows my mind, because Spec Ops was such a huge part of the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Like, even Modern Warfare 3, they released, I think, 3 DLC packs, and they all equated to great memories. Like, the maps in that were just so good, and it just feels like they're, whenever they launched Spec Ops, they went to Warzone and abandoned everything else that was actually my favorite parts about Modern Warfare 2019. And that's kind of where my hatred for Warzone comes out. But, you know, I can't do anything about it now. But I can only hope, and I can only hope that you guys can share this video to anyone you would like, and see if you can, maybe we can get a little opinion out there and be like, hey, we want Spec Ops, we want Ground War, we want everything to be updated, not just Warzone and multiplayer, everything. So that was one of my things there. Those are just a few things that I was going to talk about, and just maybe ask to see if the Call of Duty developers could, you know, offer it to us. I really would like to see that, because it makes the game so much more fun whenever you can actually have more things to do, not just two game modes, maybe 3. It's way more fun when you have a bunch of different like take-ons to the game. It just makes it more fun, and I feel like it can only produce good things. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. Again, follow those links below. That will be my Instagram, my Discord, and as well as I forget what else I linked there. My TikTok, there we go. My TikTok. If you guys want to follow that, that's perfect short content and everything. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and make sure to stay spooky, my friends.